Education and its impact at the community level. Presentation for Broadband Communities, Austin, Texas, April 15th, 2015. My name's Frank Odaz, President of Lone Eagle Consulting, founded in 1997. My vision has been what's the best good people can learn to do for themselves and others online. Started with bulletin boards at 2400 baud and has been changing ever since, becoming greater and greater as far as the potential. Yet at the same time, the potential seems to be more and more elusive as the world accelerates in the level of change. I taught online courses for 10 years at the University of Montana before they saw the value of e-learning. I created online curriculums for rural e-commerce and telework strategies and offered them for 15 years during a time where most rural economic developers did not do anything digital. Teaching the innovation process to rural, remote, and indigenous learners has been my challenge. For the past 17 years, I've been working online, based in a rural ranch setting. 2 billion people are online, able to learn from the innovations of each other. 5 billion more will be online by 2020 due to new solar-powered drone microsatellite systems that Google, Facebook, and Richard Branson and others are now getting ready to launch. In times of change, learners inherit the earth, and rural innovation diffusion challenges are quite serious. They're greater now than ever. We have a considerable amount of resistance. The hope is to retain status quo for our cherished rural lifestyle, but it would appear that we need to revisit our history of creative adaptation to preserve our cherished rural lifestyle or suffer the consequences. Small town mindedness, self-defeating attitudes are common. Not invented here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I never turned one on. I never will. The nail that sticks up gets hammered down, and just who do you think you are? Well, teaching the innovation process is to be open-minded and to share what you're learning with others. What would you do if suddenly you had unlimited potential to learn anything you wanted and to teach anyone, to have a global voice, change the world? How many people would really be motivated to jump on that? It's threatening. The new gold rush, however, is literally mining raw human potential and how to encourage everyone to realize their full human potential. The evolution of the learning society is that everyone can now be both learner and teacher, consumer and producer, all the time, learning to build our own knowledge. Social media as personal learning networks brings us together as citizen learners. What's your daily information diet? Are you growing your ability to learn and create? If not, you're falling behind. The heart of the problem is the heart of the opportunity, and certainly in Alaska Native villages and Native American villages and isolated rural communities, one can learn a lot about the problem and can be nose to nose with the level of opportunities that need to be addressed. Gigacities are notorious for having a big vision. Information overload in seconds begs the issue of just how many megabits per second value can be delivered to overwhelmed citizens. No telcos are really in the training business, and there's a tension between whether faster is really what we need or perhaps smarter would make better sense. We can learn a lot from the bottom-up boom in innovations, which is outstripping the best R&D of the largest universities, governments, and corporations, though unrecognized as such due to the politics of control and the politics of appearances, which predominate, soon to be replaced by the politics of transparency. What gets measured gets done. Just how smart can broadband make me and how fast? It depends on the human bandwidth, a variable we have not yet paid attention to, but will. The goal of matching specific needs with specific resources in a timely manner has a lot to do with being fast, but there are different kinds of fast. Gigabit delivery of huge volume files, there's a need for that. Maybe 1% of citizens' information needs require a volume file. Timely response to specific needs is another type of fast. Fast training to motivate and produce results is another type of fast. Keeping us all up to the same instant of progress on a daily basis is a daily issue for timely delivery. Key opportunities for innovation. The top-down has yet to learn how to partner meaningfully with the bottom-up. We're decades into the information age. We're still acting like 20th century silo-based agencies. Rural adoption is relevant. What's working for others like us? We haven't really heard in rural America much about grassroots success stories. It's all been top-down. Hence, adoption is a problem. E-learning is the most scalable means of lowering costs, yet most people haven't been introduced to appropriate e-learning innovations, though they do exist. Effective collaboration would allow us all to share what we know, and hence we'd all have access to all our knowledge, but our 20th century siloism still prohibits us from enjoying the exponential potential of effective collaboration. The number one platform for innovation is mobile. The mobile platform for innovation is replacing PCs globally. More online shopping happens from mobile devices already. PCs are no longer the predominant vehicle for getting online, for shopping, for learning, etc. At the same time, mobile commerce and mobile learning have the opportunity to generate huge numbers of digital entrepreneurship innovations, as have already been demonstrated. Beyond the brick and mortar economy, in the year 2000, we heard about the new economy, and then the new economy. And the pace of change kept accelerating to where now we talk about the caring economy of healthcare for seniors in particular. The sharing economy, where Airbnb and Uber have created thousands of entrepreneurial opportunities simply by showing an easier method for marketing one's services online. Social media and the reputation economy. The innovation economy is creating disruptive change. The global integrated economy has huge potential, 5 billion coming online, tens of trillions of dollars in new markets. America's community anchor institutions have the opportunity to update the best practices on an ongoing basis, to define them across the 5 sectors of broadband, health, public safety, education, economic development, and energy, and across the diverse ethnic and age demographics and literacy levels. Maintaining and sharing a national database of specific best practices would make a lot of sense. New apps are appearing daily. We need new metrics to mirror local progress at both the individual level and at the local level particularly, as Julius Janikowski said as former chairman of the FCC. We need to create a culture of use and creativity, rekindle the rural tradition of creative adaptation. Communities need public visual mirror metrics showing the community capacity building progress, or the lack of it, at both individual and community levels. Multi-community ongoing competitions can keep the energy fresh, sharing what's working in multiple communities as best practices to allow all innovations to bubble to the top competitively. NTIA, SBI, Connect Alaska has funded an Alaska Native Rural Innovations Incubator, continuing on from the Digitizing Alaska pilot in 2013. There's a lot to be said as to what's the best Alaska Native village could do for itself, given broadband, given the first digital generation, given a global voice and a vision. In Winnett, Montana, several years ago, elders within an hour created their first e-commerce websites, and you can hear the excitement.
Winnett, Montana, 17 web pages and a community website, all in 45 minutes. A population of 198. We have about 35 people here from Winnett and around the county.
Short create and share events to stimulate initial motivation, like web raisings, are recommended. Here's the means of going to work in Metlakatla, an island village in Alaska, very unique, extremely scenic, wonderful people with a unique history. We conducted web raisings for marketing native crafts where the youth and smartphones could be paired with non-digital elders, and models were posted online to inspire all other 250 Alaska Native villages, as well as rural and indigenous communities worldwide. America's challenge is motivating mass inclusion for innovation. 5 billion more young people coming online as America's opportunity to steer them in the right direction to participate in the integrated global economy, as opposed to feeling they need to learn to cheat and exploit in order to be successful. The top down has to learn how to partner meaningfully with the bottom up. 86 individuals hold half the wealth on the planet, as an example. I'm Secretary for the Rural Telecommunications Congress, the voice of rural prosperity. Currently, our rural communities resist collaboration, are trying to cling to our past values and resist some of the negativity we see online on the internet. Yet we need to raise the GPA of our rural communities, and that's the number of good people acting instead of being idle. We invite your participation as we try to champion the cause of sustainable